Hey YouTube family, this is Queen Renee coming at you again from Queen Speaks with another video. So, first off, I would like to today I am actually going to be talking to you. Sorry guys, I'm going to be talking to you about an issue that's going on right now. A man killed two of his children, decapitating them and keeping their bodies in the house. So I want to talk about that today. So before we get started, I do want to read my fair use disclaimer. So, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So there you have it. So, this channel here, just a little bit of housekeeping. My channel, Queen Speaks, is actually me giving my opinion on certain newsworthy stories, in my opinion. They may not be newsworthy to everyone, but in my opinion, it's something that I would like to talk about, and I will give my opinion on the situation. So today we're going to talk about this Lancaster father that was charged with murder. He's accused of I can't speak. I'm sorry. I just got off work, so I'm tired, but I digress. He's accused of decapitating his kids while forcing his other children to view slain siblings. So it says Lancaster, California. A Lancaster father, and mind you, this is coming from ABC 7 News, I guess. So anyways, it's a Lancaster father has been charged with murder, accused of decapitating two of his teen children, then forcing his two younger kids to view their slain siblings' bodies. Maurice Jewel Taylor Sr., a 34-year-old personal trainer, was charged Tuesday with 2 counts of murder for the deaths of his 12-year-old son, Maurice Taylor Jr., and 13-year-old daughter, Malika, I believe it's Malika or Malika, along with Malika, along with 2 felony counts of child abuse under circumstances of conditions likely to cause great bodily harm or injury or death involving his 8 and 9-year-old sons. The district attorney's office confirmed that the 2 older children had been decapitated. Prosecutors allege that the victims were stabbed November 29th and that the 2 younger boys were shown their slain siblings and were forced to stay in their bedrooms for several days without food. Who who does that? First of all, what what could a 13-year-old and a 12-year-old do that would make you so angry as to decapitate them? Cut so you cut their heads off, and then you showed their bodies to an 8 and a 9-year-old. What would make you do such a thing? What was wrong with him? Drugs, mental illness, something. I need somebody to tell me something. Because that don't make not nairn bit of sense to me. Why? So moving on. Their bodies were inside the family's home in the 4500 block or 45,000th block of Century Circle when authorities arrived at 7:50 a.m. last Friday. According to Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy Eric Ortiz, Sheriff's Lieutenant Brandon Dean confirmed the suspect's wife and their other two children were questioned by homicide detectives who arrested the father before 6:30 p.m. on Friday. Okay. So, since the 29th of November, that's when they're saying that this happened. So that would have been Sunday, November 29th. And if they arrested him on Friday, that would have been the 4th. So that was 5 days that he, his wife, and two of their children sat in that house with them with two dead bodies. Two decapitated dead bodies, no less. So you decapitate, anybody that knows anything about anything knows that if you decapitate a body, you're cutting vital arteries and things. So that means that was a horrific, bloody scene. And you don't only have one body, you got two. Two. So that means that's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood. So after 5 days, 4 or 5 days, 5 days, of all that blood and those two dead bodies in that house, and they're all closed up in there with them, I can imagine the horrific smell. So now, my question is, what transpired with the wife as to why she didn't get arrested? She was only questioned along with the two younger children. I can't fathom, but I've never been put in that position. So these are just my opinions because I've never been in that position. But I cannot fathom that someone, regardless of if it's my kid's father or someone that I am involved with, cutting, decapitating my children, and I'm in the home, and I ain't dead too. I'm just saying I don't understand that. I cannot wrap my mind around that, how you allowed or how it happened that this man killed two, not one, but two of your children. He couldn't kill two of them at the same time. He killed one first and then the other. So either, as a mother, either you fighting this man till you take your last breath, trying to save, at least saving the second one, because the first one, if he had got to that child before you knew what was going on, and then I know that child had to scream, because they said there was, I've read the story, but they said lacerations and stab wounds. So I'm believing that that first child that was murdered had to have made some type of noise, screamed at some point, and as a mother, you he got to the second one without harming you, because as we'll see later on, as I keep reading, I don't know if it's in this one or not, they said that she was unharmed. So how does that happen? I digress. I'm getting ahead of me myself in the story because I can't truly wrap my mind around that. But anyway, I digress. Let's move around. So it says Taylor worked at a physical therapy center in Santa Monica, but had been conducting training sessions via Zoom due to the coronavirus pandemic. Some of his clients contacted authorities when they could not reach him for scheduled appointments in the week leading up to the discovery of the victims. Taylor was initially held in lieu of $2 million bail, but his bail was increased on Thursday to $4.2 million while he awaits arraignment December 21st at the Lancaster courthouse. Taylor faces a potential state prison sentence of 57 years and 4 months to life if convicted as charged, according to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. Now, it also goes on to, I've read other articles, so this isn't the most informative one, I suppose. But in the other articles that I have read, it said that the children suffered from several lacerations and stab wounds, both of them. After which, I guess he showed the bodies to the babies, to the 8 and 9-year old. and forced the 8 and 9-year-old to stay in their rooms, and he didn't feed them for days. Now, when there was a firefighter that actually came up on the scene, and from what they're saying in the other articles that I've read, is that somebody called in with a gas leak report at like 7:30 a.m. that morning. And it was multiple people, it wasn't just one, I guess. So the fire department went out there and showed up on scene, not finding any gas leaks, but finding these two children's bodies in separate bedrooms. Now, my question for that is how did the firefighters actually gain access to be searching bedrooms? I'm not really sure about that. The articles aren't really clear on that. But I dare say that if firefighters did enter that home, because firefighters are trained and they come up on dead bodies a lot in homes when they go to do well checks and carbon monoxide and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty sure they know what dead bodies smell like. So I'm going to venture to say that when they did go there, on the reports of gas leaks, and they opened the door, I would venture to say they smell dead bodies, because a 5-day-old dead body and a brutal murder scene with that much blood, you can't. That smell is there, and then the bodies were just there in the house. So, anywho, they said once they found the bodies or whatever, they questioned the wife and the children. Now, I don't know if they questioned the father or what have you, because I haven't read anything that said they questioned him, but they did say that they arrested him without incident. So he just pretty much went quietly or whatever. Um, he was initially, like they said, they gave him a $2 million bond, but they upped it to 4.2 million. Um, I still am really baffled by this situation, because I'm just like, what on earth did these babies do to you to make you kill them in such a manner? I mean, killing kids anyway, you always are like, what the hell were these people smoking? What were they on to take the life of a child? But this right here is just heinous. Just a heinous crime. I mean, as of yet, I haven't found an article that says he's given a reason, or that even he's talking. Um, they did say, however, that when they were in the home and questioning the mother and the two younger children, that she actually was having breathing problems. So they took her to the emergency room for treatment, and took the younger two children to the hospital as well to be observed. But they didn't look like they had any injuries, and the mother didn't look like she had any injuries, but she was having problems breathing. Well, she should have problems breathing because I'm just still wondering what happened. What happened? How do you let two, not one, but two of your children end up dead, decapitated, and you ain't got no injuries? If you don't kill me, I'm gonna have some type of injuries, cause I'm gonna try to kill you. You gonna knock my ass out, stab me up or something, but I'm gonna have some type of injuries. You go to try to kill mine. I, I don't get it. But anyway, y'all, if y'all tell me how y'all feel about this situation in the comments section. Um, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you like. And thank you guys for watching. And I'll be back with another story. Peace.